Hey guys, I want to introduce you to Doplac. If you haven't heard of it, it's an amazing CRM, growing like crazy. Let me do an overview so you understand why I'm so excited about this. So here's your dashboard with the stats. They're still bringing this together, but you can set up a pipeline for, I don't really use this much, this part of it. Let me move so you can set up a pipeline of what prospects, follow-up, customer, lost sale, and so on. Really simple, really straightforward. Then you can say who lost, who won. My business is so small, I don't really need it. All right, so then here's where it gets fun. You got project management. I'm not going to go into all the details of this. I want to just, in this video, I'm going to do several videos. I'm going to just give you an overview and then go back and do videos on each one of these. So in the the project management, you've got different projects, same concept of the, I forget what we call it, Kanban. So you've got to-dos, in progress, and completed. You can do subsets. I'll talk about that later, which is super nice. Let's get out of here. All right. You've got, you can assign tasks, and then those will show up here. Outreach I'm going to skip because I don't use it. I don't know a lot about it. You've got meetings, so you've got different types of events. In this case, I've got several different brands, so I have pages that go into my website. Excuse me. All right. Let me open up one of these so you can just see it real quick. So you've got the event set up. It's very clean. It works great. The only thing I wish they had right at the moment was Zoom. So let's move on here. So availability, you set that up. You've got your scheduled settings. Here, we'll go over that in another video. You've got your booking page options. We'll go over that. And then this is a new thing that's coming out. I don't know about that yet. So that's your meeting bookings. And the way this works is when you get to a page, and I'll show you that in another video, you drag out a widget and drop it into the page, and then it's just a beautiful layout. All right, and so then you've got the client portal. You've got home. You've got your different clients. Let's just open one of these so you can see invoices, recent orders. They're building this up a lot more. It's really, really nice. You got orders. You got different services that you offer. You've got order forms. You've got a catalog you can create. You've got invoicing that you can do as a coach. And then you've got different settings. All right. Then you've got the billing. You've got different transactions. You've got different products that you can set up. Coupons, of course, and then the settings. Right now you connect to Stripe. You've got different sites, and this is where the CRM and the full-blown deal comes in. So let's take my Ed Farragon coaching. So you've got, of course, your pages that you can set up. Just to give you a sense of the editors, just absolutely beautiful to work with. So you've got components that you can set up. Those repeat here. You can see those here. What else can I show you? Here's the drag out thing. So you've got navigation, of course, for the top, headings, paragraphs, buttons, video, images. You just drag them out and use them. You click here to add a section or browse the library. In the browse library, I'll go into this. You've got all these different blocks that you can choose. All right. You've got a really cool feature here that I'll go into in the video that I'll do on just website building. Icon box, which I love, tabs, pricing. I'll go over all of these in another video. But basically, it's just so clean, so easy to use. There's a nice pop out you can see here. Let me put my thing down here. You can see the folders, you can file things. Now, one of the things I do love about this, and I'll go over it in another video, is I can download my images. So it's not just related to, I can put PDFs, I can put images, I can put videos in each of these files. So it's a really clean, organized system for managing your different brands and your different images. You can assign whatever you want to the image. Go to a section, open a page. You can just tell that it's the interface is so clean. What else can I show you here? Let's see. We've covered elements. Here's different pages you can go to. You've got different layers you can mess with. I don't really use much of that, to be honest with you, because it's so easy to use. You can set up the global information, which headline font, paragraph font, colors, buttons, containers, and then as you create pages or add assets to the page, it follows these global things that you've set up. It has pop-ups. So for example, right here, you'll see get out of your own way pop-up. I can go in and look at that right away and edit it if I want. This is connected to forms, which is a whole nother feature I'll show you. But I can build my pop-up here, headline, subtext, in the image, right? All right, so I've assigned, select a pop-up, I can go to a section and so on with a button. All right, so that's pretty straightforward with most editors, but you can just see how clean it is and how nice it is. All right, so that's the editor. Well, I'll do a video on just the editor. You've got post, which I don't have for this particular website because I'm using Substack. Other brands that I have, you can see different posts for the now I have a very large screen monitor, so you can see that it's all stretched out right now. All right, but you know, just your basic blogging stuff, and then you've got some templates here that you can set up for the blog. For example, I want the, oh, that's interesting. Let me go back here. All right, must not have set that one up. All right, so here's an example of a brand that I have. So I put the headline here and the size of the headline, H1, and then the styling. That's all clean, and then the advanced styling. So you set up the template here, I like to run ads on this column, so I leave this, I created a column here, and then I put my information at the bottom with the footer. So then, once you set that up, then all your blogs will follow that particular template. So pretty cool. All right, so that's websites. And then we've got funnels, which are really powerful. Let's see here, move my picture. So here's one that I'm working on right now. So I'm going to say edit. So you notice you've got here, and I'll of course do a video on this, but you can set up your general funnel settings, SEO, put custom code in. This is my Google tag scripts. Interesting that the footer's not there. Yeah, and then you set up your domains here. Very easy. It gives you the values to plug into your Cloudflare. You've got different analytics for these particular things. This is a brand new funnel, so there's nothing going to it. And then you can go to the steps. You can move these around. You can add additional steps. Gives you all the stats right here. Same, oh, interesting. So here's one with the order form, and I have different products set up, and they can pick whichever one they want. And then there's a coupon code. The way, just to show you how simple this is, if I go to elements, see how it says down here, 2-step order form, I just drag it out, and then I can click on this and I can fill out any of these. Step 1, step 2. So for example, if you don't ship anything, I change the title, this right here, to basic information instead of shipping. So I don't confuse people, because I don't really ship anything. Yeah, so then you got your buttons, you've got product options, order bumps, coupon options, and then terms and maintenance if you like to use that. Once you set up the footer and the header, they show up here as soon as you assign that domain to whatever page or whatever funnel. So these will automatically show up, and you can just insert right here and they will show up. And then if you want to change it, you can say edit component. You can say detach from this original style, so it only modifies this one versus all of them. Like, let's say in my case, I have over 100 funnels, or probably several hundred pages. If I change that footer, it's going to change all of these, so you want to be careful what you do there. Anyway, so there's the funnel feature, and it knows how to move between pages. You can say next, when you're done with this one, go to the next page, or just assign a button to it. We'll talk more about that, but I just really want you to see how simple it is and how easy it is to use. Then you've got a live chat that you can place on your website. You've got different contacts that people are getting hold of you. You've got email marketing. So you've got, I haven't looked at this recently, but yeah, so they're really connecting this up. This looks really good. But basically all your campaigns will show up, how many people received, opened, clicked, unsubscribed, and so on. You've got templates you can create in advance. You can also pick theirs and just take it off from there. So if I want to look at just the Ed Farragon coaching, I set up the template here. For example, let's say I want to make that bigger. I can say make that bigger. I could remove this top here. Could probably put a social deal underneath here, put my links in here, and so on and so forth. Okay. Super easy to use, and it's very fun. All right. So that's templates. And then when you build campaigns, this is like a weekly newsletter that you do, or a monthly, whatever you do. Very easy to, let me just bring up one of these so I can, no. All right, so I don't have one that I'm editing right now. I'm going to skip that for a second. So then we've got sequences. So this is where the forms, you can see down here, web forms, the forms that you fill out will trigger a sequence. So let's look at this first one. So my opt-in, this is actually a client. So this is after my 3-day event. If they get tagged THME F09 Rise and Thrive client, that means they purchase something. All right? If they purchase something, they're going to get this email. Make sense? And of course, it's got all this setup stuff. I need to pause it to edit. So I can go in here and pick my email of choice that I want to use. I can put subject line, preview text, from, and then I can go in and edit the email itself. Beautiful editor, just drag and drop. You can see this here. Unsubscribe at the bottom. You want to design that yourself. They don't automatically put it in like a lot of companies, so you got the luxury of putting whatever you want in there. And then of course, when you highlight, you've got all these things here you can assign to it. Bolds, increase the font, text color, links, and so on and so forth. All right. Super easy, super clean. Is a beautiful product. That's why I'm highly recommending it. They've been building it out. I bought it last November on a one-time offer. They don't do that anymore, but in my opinion, I've used Kartra, I've used Infusionsoft, which I believe is called Keep now. I've used oh boy, there's a bunch of them. I've used High Level. I used High Level for a year. I used Groove. And to me, this is even simpler than High Level. Yeah, I'm not going to go into all of these setups, but you get the idea. So then there's also social marketing, social media marketing. So you can set up your accounts and then, just let's say this account right here, I could say create a new post. I can pick the channels that I want once you set them up, and then you can tell it to publish immediately or a custom date in the future. I'm hoping they're going to add repeat so I can have it, every 3 months, let's say, post again. But that's probably in the future. All right. So, but anyway, if you've got a brand new business and you're just starting out and you don't have any other tools, this is a great way to get started. And I believe they have some different engagement that's happening that you can, if you got a team, you can add your team to this. I don't, so I don't need it. This is new. Workflow automation is coming up. Contacts is really powerful. Let me just bring up me so you can move this down. So we'll go in and look at this. So you've got list, you've got, in this case, what list I want to look at. The different, I can sort by tag. I can say just find everybody with this tag. Status, subscribe, pending, unsubscribe, bounce, blah, blah, blah. So if I want to remove everybody that has bounced or is unsubscribed or spammed, complaining about spam, I can just delete them, bring them up and just delete them all really quickly. There's a tool that you can, several tools, excuse me, that you can buy to clean up your email list. Mine is so small I don't really need it, but they allow you to connect it to this tool, which is kind of nice. So let's go ahead and look. So here's the information, the different tags, allow to add to sequence this person. I think they're changing that at a recommendation. Anyway, there's a lot of really nice stuff they're doing to this. They're going to make this a full-blown CRM. They're yeah, it looks like it's not saving that. I'll have to tell them that. Yeah, so also if you look at it here, it'll show you everything you want to know about this person. Of course, this is me. I just do test is what I do. You've got, your details along here, the pipeline, what stage they're in, the lead source, subscription, total orders, one-time, refunds, projects, everything you need to know. Add a note, email. You can send them an email. See, I click there, you can immediately send an email to the person. It looks like I haven't set that up yet. So, here. There we go. I'll go to my email, see if it shows up here. Yep, see there's a test. All right, so you can see that it's really clean, really fun to use, super simple, straightforward. All right, so that's email. We've done email marketing, social, Teambox, contact, web forms. All right, with web forms, let me give you a sense of what that looks like. So we'll just say test. We'll send it to the Great Lake Blueprint, and we'll just say, we'll use that tag, allow sending. So then it's just your same interface. So you can see how easy it is. I can say, my headline, I can say, make it, let's say 45. I can go over here, I can say, I actually don't like building that in here. I usually just do the text input part. Like, I want their first name. I don't want that there. I want their last name. No text thing there. Oops. And I want to email. And I don't want that. And I can adjust whatever the text is in here just by changing this right here. I can center this by looking at this, and I can say I want this wider, I want a different color. Brighter orange here. the idea. All right, and then the padding I can add, I can change the font size, and I can, all the things that you typically can do with a good editor. Super simple. I just wanted you to see how clean it is and how easy it is to use. It's very consistent about where things are located. So let's say I want to add padding or move this button down from my input things here. I can do that. All right, and then you've got like different settings here. I can change this confirmation message here, or once you set up funnels, you can actually send it. They won't get this. They'll actually go to a thank you page. You've got form settings here. I often do my tagging on the opt-in form page because there's a place to set up tags there as well. But the thing you want to know in advance is you want to create one mail list per website. All right, I'll tell you more about that later. And then you want to use your tagging. Like often I will use to create a sub mail list. I'll say at Farragon Coaching. So even though everybody goes into this one, I can say only give me EFC people or give me EFC that have this download, right? And then of course there's custom code. You can, if you know how to code and all that stuff, you can put that in there. You can embed it in a web page. You can shrink this down, and then you can copy the code, paste that on your website somewhere if you got a WordPress website already. So I'm going to back out of this and not save it. You get the idea. So forms, they're really nice, and you can sort by your brand. In my case, at Farragon Coaching. All right, and then you've got webhooks, you've got media library, which is where everything gets saved. There's a load more button so you can load all your folders up. I'll go into the naming conventions later in another video, but I just kind of wanted you to see how nice it is. And if you've used other products like Groove or I think High Level was pretty good about this, but this is really clean. So much easier to use than any of them that I've ever used. Let's see, there's 29 files here. So I can say, give me just images, give me videos, GIFs, PDFs. Say all. Let's go back here and find one that's this one has a combination. So PDF or images, video. I don't think there's any videos for that one, but you get the idea. And then you can just click on it if you can't see. Sometimes I know when I was using Groove, I could never see the actual image until I placed it, which is kind of a pain, but now you can just, in this one, you can just click. And then you can even copy, you can move it to a different folder, copy the link, rename it, right? What typically happens is on your page, if we look at funnels as an example, I can go into Forge Your Legacy. I can look at my first opt-in page, and you can see, okay, in this case,
if you're an entrepreneur,
it's a video. So I've embedded a video from a third-party source. The way I did that was I just dragged over video here. But the point that I was trying to make, let's say I want to add an image here. So I can go into, let's say, add that image. I can replace it. I can just find my folder over here and then replace the image with anything I want, right? And then I can assign, like, open a step, go to the URL, select a pop-up. So they've got that all cleaned up. Yeah, so it's super nice, super easy to use. You know, in my world, productivity is the key to everything. So that's why I love this product, because it just works. It's simple to use. They keep adding every day. I find something new that's been updated. They'll allow you to white label once you have an account with them. So, like in this case, Great Life Blueprint is my white label, which means you, just like high level, you can create your own company, your own brand, and they won't even know that it's Doplac here, right? You'll know, but they won't know. And then there's this whole reseller program they have, global settings. I'm not familiar with that, but anyway, you get the idea. I just wanted to give you an overview of Doplac. I'm going to do more videos on each of these sections so you can have a very fast and easy way to learn it and use it. All right, bye for now, guys.